This reading will be for anyone who stumbles upon it. Although I do get the energy of lots of Aquarians and Libras and possibly Leos and possibly Aries who may or may not have found this video and these messages are for you. All right, we'll just get into it. These messages are synchronous and not for any specific timeline. Of course, you take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Always be mindful that this is a reading of energy. And people can read things in many different ways, so you take everything how it resonates for you. And if it doesn't resonate, that's perfectly good and fine. All right. So, okay. First card here we have is the Emperor. I have a beginner's deck, and because I don't know, I just do. And sometimes it has these words at the top. So sometimes I find it really helps to read them out or like engage with them. And other times I feel like it's distracts from the actual reading of the energy. But anyway, so I'm probably gonna do a bit of both. I guess you don't really care about that though. Okay, so the Emperor. So you are currently in some kind of, you have some sort of foundation that you've built, that you've worked on to like keep in order. An empire essentially. And you're kind of, you kind of maintain this order in a fiery way. It's very important to you because the foundation from which you operate is changes a lot about your life. And like, for example, the people you live with. It's just very influential. It's like that saying, like, you're like the 5 people you hang most around. Anyways, so you're currently in this foundation that you've developed. It's very important to you. Maybe you have an emphasis on organization in this foundation. And you like to provide this foundation. You like to support yourself and the people around you. So the reason I pull 3 cards is kind of because it tells like a bit of a narrative of, well, right now this reading is kind of like where you're moving towards, right? So after that we have the 8 of Swords in reverse. 8 of Swords in reverse. And that the first thing here, it says release from constraints. So you may be imprisoning yourself in this foundation a little bit, though it is more of like a mental imprisonment. Well, to be fair, your beliefs, your foundations, are exactly, they complete the cycle of like your daily feelings, thoughts, thought loops, what action you take, what results you get in your life. Belief is a part of that. Cycle picture. But yeah, so if you may need to loosen your reins a little bit, and realize that you're not in as stagnant of a position as you have set yourself up to be. Now you can take this as positive or negative, obviously. I think it's, you just want to let go of like any part of this foundation which is no longer serving you. Yeah, and kind of advise, tap into like your own visions of what you want your daily beliefs, feelings, thought patterns, actions, and results to look like. You know, like really like sit with it, explore it a little bit, and let go of what's no longer serving you. And you might ask, like, well, how can I let go of this? I've been stuck in this cycle for so long. Like, I think everyone can resonate with that as human beings. Like, okay, one thing is you can do some sort of ritual to like, if it has to do with the physical world, the material world, to actually like physically like show your mind like, I'm actually letting go of this thing, that's why I'm doing this ritual. Or some sort of like ceremony, like a personal ceremony, that's kind of just like, no one needs to really know about it. It's because it's just for you. The thing with the letting go is it's kind of a catch-22, because if you're thinking about letting go, it becomes much harder because you're thinking about the thing you need to let go, so you're not letting go of it because you're thinking about it. So you kind of need to forgive it, kind of that energy. Forgive, and then it will transform maybe into something else, or yeah, no, that's what I'm getting. It will transform into something else. Yeah, okay. Final card we have here is the Two of Cups. The first word here is cooperation. Last word here I see is reconciliation. Now, Cups is a suit which kind of is like, the universe is giving this to you, so you don't have to work very hard for it. So, in relation to this story, this is what I touched upon, like that forgiveness is a reconciliation. And then you see two people coming together. It's like harmonious energies. And this is just kind of like the next way for you to advance. Is let go. Well, focus on the harmony. Yeah. Could also have to do with love. Here we have the number 2 is like partnership or lovers. So it's a little bit vague. Well, it's all going to be a little bit vague because it's for a collective amount of people. Yeah, I don't feel like there's that much more you really need to know. Okay. Well, there is this word duality that comes with the number 2. And I think we're very prone to duality because we have 2 eyes, 2 physical eyes, and we kind of tend to see things on a scale. It's very easy to contrast things because we like, it's easier to understand when you contrast 2 things versus 3 things becomes a little bit more complex. It's a more whole approach. But anyway, well, what do you need to know in terms of duality for this? Okay, balance. There's the thing with balance is, though, it doesn't have to be 50-50 balance. It could be 60-40, blah, blah, blah. As long as it's not, maybe in the past, or maybe right now, it's not an even balance. Like, if that's like 90-10, that's like, you can't, that's, if you're the 90, someone's only giving 10%, that's exhausting. Something I've heard too is like good, well, these things fluctuate. This percentage I'm talking about fluctuates too. But ideally, in like an ideal partnership, both people aim for 60%, you know? So, in terms of this foundation, could have to do with another person, a partner, that maybe you really rely on. Maybe they just make you feel like your life is like put together, or like without them your life has no foundation. Maybe let go of some of that negative thinking, like codependence. You know, well, codependence is not healthy. So I think this reconciliation kind of energy is more about like 2 people coming together and knowing what they kind of bring to the table. Like, they know their differences and how, well, this is kind of Aquarian energy, is like, you know, what makes you different is like what makes you unique, and like the world needs that, and you're important because you're the only person who can provide your perspective. Anyway, you have to bring that kind of thinking to your relationships. Here, yeah, we have very even numbers. The Emperor's 4, 8 of Swords, 8, 2 of Cups. So, seems like the foundation's like where you always kind of, maybe it's your baseline. 8 of Swords is like you're overthinking about all these mental constraints. This is kind of a mathematical reading. 2 of Cups is like, did I say base for the Emperor? Okay, well, 2 is less than 4, so maybe you're doubling this codependence. This probably doesn't make any sense. Okay, no, it makes sense. I just have to explain it right. Sorry, I'm trying to find the words. Anyways, if your foundation, number 4, is the accumulation of 2 and 2, it's the accumulation of your codependence with this person and your codependence with this person. It's like, when that doubles, it's, you're in the prison of your mind is a prison because you're codependent. You're just overextending yourself, and so maybe create some space, reasonable space, but whatever space you ask for will probably be reasonable if you need to ask for it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I think that's a fair reading for you. I hope it helped. Yeah. Take care.